What up, brothers? It's Clipper King returning for a brand new review on a figure I've just received today. As you can see, or if you're a genius, you've worked out the figure in front of you is the Hot Toys Dark Knight Rises Bane figure. As you can see, got him posed up. Just show you the pose like I always do, talk you through my thoughts. Pretty much just got him pretty upright pose, but got him as if he's just starting to walk forward. So I've got the pushing off his left leg, moving his right leg, and his arms as if, like I say, he's just about to start strolling. I will say as well, I'm going to start off by saying thank you to a guy called, I think I pronounced this right, Articulation. A guy I spoke to the other night on Facebook who showed me a pose which I will be using probably later on in this review. So thanks to him. I'm not going to give the game away and tell you how he did it, but I think most guys will probably work it out once I've done it anyway, to be honest. Also, I'm going to put a short pause in here just to show the size difference between Batman and Bane. I will say before I do that, this Bane has got every layer on that it comes with. So obviously he's got the vest, he's got the jumper or sweatshirt, whatever you want to call it, and also the coat on. Just one of the wrist, the gauntlets, not the other one. So what I'm going to do is put a short pause in here just to show a size comparison or the bulk comparison between Bane and Batman as I've got them posed. So as you see, got them both stood, neither on the stand. Look at it from there. I think Bane does look suitably bulky compared to Batman. Now my Batman looks pretty narrow simply because I wore the upper body armour and sort of pressed it into him about a week, 2 weeks ago, so it does look quite slim and fitted his armour, so that makes the Batman look slightly smaller, and obviously the layers of clothes make Bane slightly bulkier. So yeah, I think the size is pretty good, I would say. And that's to do with a conversation I was having with a guy called Pete Leaney last night on Skype. So he asked me, because he said he didn't think his Bane looked bulky enough, and I said I would tell him my thoughts when I got it. So yeah, so that's just a thank you, like I said, to Alex Solciers for one of the poses he gave me, and also Pete Leaney for asking that question. I'm going to get back to the review. Right, let's get on to the review proper. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to score it up like I always do. I'm going to pick the figure apart, if I'm honest. I started planning this review in my mind about a month ago, basically around about the time I ordered it, and I've pretty much known what I'm going to say, and I thought unless the figure proves me wrong, then I'm not going to say that, or I'm going to say the things I planned to say. A couple of things sort of surprised me, and a couple of things I knew what were coming, sort of thing, so I will cover that as I get onto it. I'm going to start off like I always do, talking about the source material. As I said before on the Thor review, I am pretty much going to tighten up on these scores I'm giving them. I'm making them too easy to score big amounts. So firstly, I will give it the score. I've given it a 4, and I'll tell you the reason why. If it had just been on the Batman film, I think having scored it down, I would have given it a 3, because I don't think it's an all-time classic film, and I know this will surprise and probably piss off a lot of the massive Batman fans. It's just my preference. I think there's a lot about the film that I really don't like, namely the constant switching of location. I don't understand why Gotham City kind of resembles New York, and then they put Batman down a pit that's clearly Middle East, why Wayne's Manor is clearly England, and the flight scene at the beginning where he gets Dr. Pavel is clearly Scotland. I don't understand why there's so much jumping about location-wise. It really pisses me off and confuses me, to be honest. So that is one thing that bugs me with it. The other thing is Batman's disabilities. Why is he so fucked up? It's not like he's been in fucking action for that much time. Because at the close of the first Batman, when he's only just become Batman, he's beat Ra's al Ghul, he gets a card at end of film saying Joker's on loose. You then see second film, he's pretty much fighting Joker all the way through, and then he retires for 8 years, and then he comes back and he's fucked. He's got no cartilage in his elbows and knees and blah blah blah. And I think He's hardly been fucking pulling trees up as Batman, has he? He's not been out every night roughing it up. So that just pisses me off a little bit as well. So there's a lot of things I don't like about the film. One massive thing I do like about the film is Tom Hardy as Bane. I think it was fucking awesome casting and an awesome creation. Because I think Bane, from what I know about him in the comics, is a pretty one-dimensional character. Just basically a Rhino-style villain, just really strong and not much depth. But I think in the film, he came across as a really good terrorist with brain as well as the brawn. I just think he played it really well. The accent he used is probably the most quoted thing on YouTube at the moment, and that's exactly why I'm not going to do my take on it in this review. I don't want it to be like everybody else's review, so... but like I say, so that's... Like I said, if it had been any other figure from the Batman film, I would have possibly given it a 3, but I'm going to bump it up and give it a 4, simply because I think the character is pretty epic. So, but like I say, it would never have been a 5 because I don't think the film's an all-time classic. So, that's the source material for you. I'm now going to take the figure out of the way, talk about the packaging briefly, and give it a score. Right, rolling onto the box. Most of you have probably seen this box before. I'm pretty late to the party now, like I stated I would be, because of the guys I'm buying off. So I'm not the first reviewer anymore, but I still want to do my style of review and hope that people will still watch them. I will say the things I like about the box is the new style cutaway down the side. It's sort of it is a shoebox, so it is pretty standard, but the cutaway makes it slightly different, and it seems to be easier to take the lid on and off on this one than any other shoebox style, funnily enough. I do like the rough section on the Bane half of the box, and it goes smooth on this side, apart from the bat symbol there, that's quite rough. I do like the artwork in general. Very little inside, just a poster, an inlay poster that says let the games begin. And then obviously got the Dark Knight Rises there, nothing on the back. So yeah, nice smallish box this time. So it obviously cuts down on the shipping cost. Like I said, I do like the artwork, but all in all, it is just a shoebox. So a shoebox style box. So I am only going to give it a 3 out of 5. Moving on to likeness. As you can see, switched up the pose. Brought in another figure. I'm always going to use the Batman in a couple of poses because Bane don't bring anything. You pretty much need Batman as a prop to make the review interesting. Now, as you can see, I've gone with the poses that I've used on the NECA figures, been practicing on those, and it's pretty much hand-to-hand combat. Bane's hitting him with a left hook. As you can see, I've got the swivel of the body right, sort of pushing off, got one foot turned in. That one should be more around there. Rotating his waist, coming across, left hook, hit Batman, and Batman sort of falling away off the stand kind of thing. And Batman's really shaky there because he's not on a stand, so Batman himself got his fists up ready to fake, but Bane sort of beat him to punch kind of thing. So like I said, that's the pose. Just got in with the jumper on and both gauntlets now. Obviously took the coat off. I'm going to work him down to sort of just his vest to show you all the different looks, and then I'm going to come back for the final pose. We'll probably have the coat back on, and that's how I'll leave him. I will just say, oof, that's action packed, brothers. What does Clipper King do for you? Stop it, Rick. Fucking hell. Jesus, they're going to find it hard to replicate. Sorry, boys, I don't know why I do you these things, but I just hope you enjoy it and I hope you appreciate it. Spread the word. So, yeah, just the likeness. Like I said, I was toying with what I'm going to say about this figure. One thing I knew for sure were the likeness were awesome. From every angle, the facial likeness, you can't fault it. The colour of the mask is really good, although I would personally prefer it slightly darker, but I know it is accurate to the film, so I'm not going to take any points off for that. Like I said, I think it would just look cooler all black personally. But the chrome on the O section looks really good. Try and get you close without knocking Batman on his fucking ass. Look at that. That's detail, that for you, brothers. Scars on his eyebrows. The eyes are full of life. The wrinkles on the forehead. Get this off my hand so I can go closer. Veins up here, look. Beautiful skin texture. Really nice. All the way down his neck and onto his chest. Really well done. Also, the scar down his back. I'm not going to show you that while it's in this pose, but I will show you before end of review. Just a touch of class, really. So it won't surprise you to know the likeness, or what I call now facial likeness. I've given it a 5 out of 5. I couldn't not. It's that good. The figure, the sort of shelf presence of the figure, you can't really debate it. You know it's fucking, you know it's gonna catch people's attention. But does that make it a perfect figure? Absolutely not. So that's why we're reviewing it, and that's what we're trying to find out. Like I said, let's get into his grill. Oh, now then, that is beautiful. So, like I said, the facial likeness, I'm giving a very easy 5 out of 5. And I've got to say, boys, look at that pose. That's fucking action-packed for you. That would be a lovely display. Moving on to outfit. As you can see, I've still got him with the jumper and the gauntlets with the vest on top. And then I will show you the awesome looking coat. But like I say, I'll go back to the pose with the coat afterwards. So pretty much got him posed. Batman flying attack, coming across with a right hook, and this time he's hitting Bane. Bane's trying to block it, but he's not having none of it. He's got him as if he's going to drop him sort of thing, or at least stagger him. So that's the pose that we've got. I said, they do look good together. They do look really awesome, to be honest. But going on to the outfit. Obviously, the mask is sculpted. He comes wearing the vest and no top underneath. The vest is really nice. I thought, to be honest, before I saw it, that it wouldn't be dirty enough, but in hand, could possibly do it being a touch dirtier or a touch wetter looking, but it is dirtier than it looked on the pictures that I saw. Same with the sash or belt, really nice. The good thing I do like about it is it comes off really nice and easy. Do read your manual on this one, because I didn't have a clue at all at first, and then when I had a quick glance at that, it's pretty easy how it comes off. Very similar to how the Blade armoured vest comes off, or tactical vest, whatever you want to call it, and a lot better than how Barney Ross's comes off, because that one is a proper bastard. The jumper obviously goes on easy. The gauntlets, fucking hell, are a nightmare to put on, especially if you want them with the coat then on top, because you're pretty much moving it around. I found it really easy to get that hand inside and then attach the wrist peg. I didn't break any wrist pegs. That's pretty easy to do. But then to try and get the coat on with the gauntlet underneath is just a nightmare. You need some tweezers, you need some patience, and you need about an hour. So that's what I found. It is very niggly. The trousers, some people have said they're too tight, and I would agree, they are a little bit too tight. Now, I do plan on wetting this figure all down, basically. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to steam it all down, and then I'm going to take the trousers off, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of put the trousers onto a bulkier item, try and, while it's wet, stretch it out a bit. I'm also going to soften the trousers as well, because they don't ruck up as neatly into the boot as I would like. The Barney Rosses are a softer material, where I think this one would be as well, but because you get a zip sort of all the way down the side of the trousers, and the layer on layer of stitching and everything, the knee pads and whatever, it does stiffen the trousers right up. So I'm going to soften them, steam them down, try and stretch them a little bit, just to make them look a bit more baggier, a bit more combat style. The boots I do like. I know there's custom boots out there. I think Mike Echo's doing some. If you are interested in them, obviously let Mike Echo know. I drum him some business up, and then hopefully he'll send me some commission. I personally do like the sculpted boots. I think they're accurate colour, and I do like the weathering on them. So yeah, they're good enough for me. Like I said, I've never been anal as such, wanting it to be more accurate or whatever. The knee pads could have done with being possibly a touch lower, because I think if you look at the film, it's slightly below his kneecap, where these are pretty much on it. But what I did is, you can't tell in that pose, but when it's posed finally, the trousers will be touched down slightly, so they're just below the sash, so they do look baggier, and the knee pad will therefore look more as if it's on his shin. So that's what I'm going to do. So basically, the costume is very niggly in parts. In fact, before I tell you that, the sheepskin style coat is a work of art, really. Tailoring wise, it's untouched, I would think. by a lot of other companies. Hot Toys have really hit nail rate on hammer with this. There is these two little prestos that hold the lapel down. Luckily mine haven't broke, they're still attached, and I do like that. The fur, obviously right back at collar. The materials they've used are really good, the details really good. The scale buttons, really good. You can't fault it at all. Like I said, the only niggle with it, it is lined with satin material there, and then working down to fur. When you put it on, I do think it looks awesome and gives him a real presence. It is niggly to get it on, especially like I said, when you've got the gauntlets on. Just give yourself some time and don't start fucking slamming things around, because you're going to end up with a broken figure or ripped garments. But like I said, the outfit in general is a good representation of the character, or good enough for me. From the, I mean, I think I saw Batman at cinema once, and I've watched it about 3 times on Blu-ray. So yeah, it's close enough for me. But then again, I don't sit nitpicking. So others might say, well, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong. I just review it from my eyes, sort of thing. And like I say, I'm not anal about everything. I will tinker with it. I did have a mess with it before I did the first pose. Got the layers on and everything, tried different techniques to sort of create size. I will tinker with it, and with my final pose, and probably the next time I do a cleanup video, how it's posed is pretty much how I'll be leaving it. But the outfit, like, I'd have normally give it a 5. If everything would have gone on and off as easy as the vest does, the gauntlets and the coat and everything, I would have given it a 5 because of how good it looks. But like I say, I'm toughening up on the marks, so I am going to mark it down and only give it a 4 out of 5. Now, grab your balls, boys, because we're going to roll onto Articulation, and you'll know this figure's getting its fucking ass kicked. Articulation, yawn time. We all know what I'm going to say. This is the thing I knew I was going to say when I was planning this review a month ago, and nothing's changed. I was sort of hoping or banking on the fact that I could make it work without going and buying a TTM 20, but I think in the long run that's what I might end up be doing. I talk about the plus points. The head pops on and off easy and moves really nicely. The waist and all the way down the body articulates really nice, really smooth, really natural. The boots pop on and off nicely and do have a bit of movement because they're quite soft, so that is all good. The hands as well, they do have the strong wrist joint, the strong wrist peg, so they do pop on and off really nicely. And like I said, doing this review, I haven't broke one. So where's it fall down? Well, it's fucking simple. His arms. I think Hot Toys on this figure got caught between a rock and a hard place. Did they go for the aesthetic sort of arm where people would pose it like this and only do the single joint elbow, which is what they went for? Or did they go for the double jointed elbow like on the DX Terminator? They went for this, and I think they made the wrong choice. In fact, not only did the wrong choice, they fucked it up altogether, really, because his arm will only bend to that. I've had that in hot water for about an hour, trying to get it so it will go tighter. Will not happen at all. Won't go. Now, if a figure comes out and it's got a signature pose, namely hands on braces, and you can't do it with figure, then what's fucking point? Most people would want to pose it in that, so you've either got to customize it or mod it or change the body. That's not good enough at figure at this price point, so they killed it with arms. Another thing is, they went for the aesthetic, and I don't even think the arms look that good. I think they're okay at best, but they're no better than any muscular body. They're no better than Wolverine, the Wolverine figure that I've got that came out about 2 or 3 years ago. They're nowhere near as good as the Leonidas. You put his arm somewhere up, he's got the messy armpit joint. Like say, you see that joint, you'd see his wrist joint if he didn't have that on. And like I said, it just kills the articulation. So not only did they go for the wrong choice, they fucked everything up, really. It doesn't look that good, and it doesn't articulate good enough to put him in his signature pose. So it's ridiculous, really. What they should have done, and I'll mention this again when I get to the accessories, of which was very little. They should have given you a set of arms like this, bulky, didn't have to be major detailed, but double jointed. that click in at the shoulder, like the replacement Iron Man arms they give you. They should have given you a set like that, so you could bend that arm as far as you wanted. Don't go no further than that. He's getting nowhere near his brace with that hand, as you can see. Fucking nowhere near. So they should have given you a set like that, bulky but double jointed, so his hand will go right up there like the Terminator's does. And then they should have given you 2 spare arms, which were like either the last Bruce Lee from Enter Bay, which has no seam in it. The Hulk's arms has no seams on them. And the Leonidas arms, they could have given you a set of them that were really muscular that you could have had if you'd got him dressed like that. And that would have made the figure worthwhile and to the price point we'd come at. Like I say, the Iron Man figures have done it. They've come with battle damaged arms and things like that. The Mark V, if I'm right, came with a completely battle damaged arm. I think the Mark VI come with a swappable arm, yet they never did it with this figure. Like I said, they got caught between a rock and hard place and just fucking shat the sen and didn't realise what they'd done. What they should have done is get Uncle Clipper King of Hell and had a fucking sorted them straight out and said, well, put 2 sets of arms in, you dumb folks. A set that you can just fucking pop out at shoulder, rubberised, nice with that, look nice and muscular, look fucking awesome, you know it. And then a set that'll do what you want them to do, so when his coat's on, it'll fucking still do what you want it to do. Did they do it? Did they fuck? Fucked up. I would have given it a 1 or maybe a none out of 5 on articulation, but the fact that his legs are really nice moving, I did give it a 2 for articulation. Like I said, you only had to look at the photos to realise what this figure were going to do in hand. And like I said, I thought, will warm water bend that section of arm so it will go up there? Now what happens, it gets to a certain thing and that pops out. So we've got to work with it, boys. That's what we've got to do. Got to get another body or whatever. Of course, you swap the body and you don't get to see the scar on back, which does look awesome. Does look really nice. But like I say, if you swap that to the Terminator body, you might lose some of the size, the bulk, but the arms are going to then do what you want them to do. So major bollock drop there, Hot Toys, but we move onwards and upwards. Moving on to extras, accessories. I'll show you the pose first. Got him in a fist clench pose, pretty much powering up kind of look. Just moving up and down. Quite a nice natural looking pose, just to show him again with a clean version of arms and just the vest on. Right, I'm going to go through what he comes with. Obviously he comes with the 2 gauntlets, which are nicely done, faux leather material. I'm going to include the vest as his outfit as he came wearing that. Like I said, these are nice, but the bastards to get on with coat, not too bad when he's obviously clean version like that. And with the jumper, quite easy to do. But it's just hard to get under the coat. I think the coat sleeve is a tiny bit too tight to go over the top of that. Moving down, got the broken Batman cowl, which is nicely done. I wouldn't think it'd fit onto the Bruce Wayne head, but it does look like the part that he drags off the Batman head once he's finished smashing his fucking face in for him. It is water spattered, which looks nice. Like I say, it just does look nice laid on top of the just like that. Just gives the base a little bit of character. You get the base, which looks really good. It's got like a rust effect, like the catwalks down in the sewers we've done with the Bane nameplate. Does feel very cheap. When you pick it up with a Bane on it, the weight of Bane sort of twists the stand, which is really weird. I think they've used the flimsier plastic on that, but it does look nice. It will look nice in cabinet, but it's not an expensive piece, so it don't really push the price of the figure up. Amp pegs, always handy, and again, I ain't broke any, so I've not used those yet. The book, which does make a lot of sense on this figure for changing him out. Obviously it tells you how to use the head on the sculpted upper body as well, but we all know that. But it is good for changing the vest. Hands, fists on, relaxed, left and right, spread, left and right. Not enough hands, should be at least 4 more hands, like character style hands. One with a tighter grip for if he could, we can hold something, but there's not to hold. But I just think the hands sort of open up the posing options, so I would have liked about 4 more hands, I'll be honest. The coat, awesome piece, like I've said. And I think I would always pose it with the coat on, simply because I don't like the arms. And it is awesomely done, and it does give the appearance of size, or the illusion of size, whatever. Makes him look bigger than he really is. And like I say, it is an awesome piece. Do I think it's enough? No, nowhere near enough for my money. I think I would have liked the other coat, I think it's called the Trailmaster coat, or basically the outfit to give him the stock exchange look. I know people are customising and doing it. I don't think you should have to, unless they plan on releasing another version, which they probably will do. But I think had they give us the other coats that he wears, the Ivis style vest, I don't think there would have been any need for him to do another version of Blade. So I don't think there would have been much point in another head sculpt. The arms, I think it should have definitely come with another left and right arm, so a muscle covered one, and then made these ones more articulated. That'd have made the figure nearly perfect, I think, but they didn't. And like I say, a few more hands. You wouldn't need no weapons, wouldn't need much more, but I just think if they thought it out a little bit better, they could have made this figure top end figure, and they never did. It looks good, definitely looks good. All those will say it looks fucking awesome in cabinet. It will look awesome in cabinet. I've got the display planned already. Batman in middle, Joker on one shoulder, Bane on other. I think it will look awesome. But while I'm reviewing, I'm pretty much in clinical mode where I'm trying to say what Hot Toys could have given us and what I think to what they actually did give us. So don't put in your comments, so you hate the figure. No, I don't hate the figure, but I just think that Hot Toys should really be stretching themselves when figures are this price point. So to score it on extras, I've only given it, again, a 2 out of 5. I do like that pose, and I always say that. And I've got to say, I think I'm one of my favourite posers on YouTube at minute. Me and Morris, I think, pretty much sharing limelight. But if anybody else wants to test that throne, then bring it on, motherfuckers! Right, moving on to value. I'll tell you what I paid and where I bought it from and why I did. Basically, I paid £150. That's the shipped price. There were no shipping on top of that in the UK from a company called Model Zone, a massive company in this country, but I've never bought from them before. I do actually prefer to go to the sellers I've used before, namely Wyman and Lee. But I couldn't on this figure or the Thor because availability of stock. They'd already pre-orders had gone and I couldn't get one. So I went to Model Zone. That was the cheapest I could find. Like I say, that were £150 shipped. So if you allow for the shipping, it's normally a £10 to £15. So I've really paid about £140 for the figure, which I couldn't have found it any cheaper than that, basically. Do I think it's worth £140? Probably not, if I'm honest, due to the lack of the things it brings. I think we're getting this trend with the MMS figures getting less and less, and the DX seems to be getting more and more, yet the price difference is only marginal, so it makes the MMS figures seem like worse value. Having said that, I'm glad I've picked it up now because I think this figure will sell out quite quick. And I think we'll be searching around for it from £200+ sometime soon, over the next few months. The Hawkeye sold out, I think the Thor sold out, most of the Avengers are sold out. So if you want this figure and you're a Dark Knight fan, I would say jump on it as fast as you can because soon it's not going to be available. So to score the value, I've paid the bottom price that I could find it at, but it's not really worth that, so I am going to give it a 4 out of 5 for value. If I could have got it for somewhere around 130, I'd have been an happy bunny, but like I say, I can't really moan at 150. So overall, it's got a 24 out of a possible 35. Bearing in mind I am scoring these figures down at the moment, I'll just say, as a figure, as a standalone piece like that, I think it's awesome. I am going to pose it something like that, because if you remember at the beginning of the review, I thanked a guy called Alex, I think it's Socius. I might be murdering his name, but I'm sorry if I am. He showed me a way that I could pose this body with the hands on the braces. I've tried it and tried it and tried it, and it just didn't look natural. So I've scrapped it, and I've just gone back to a more natural looking pose, what I'm going to put at the side of the Batman figure, and that will probably be something like it ends up. So yeah, like I said, the standalone piece is really good. It's eye-catching. There's no mistaking who it is. I just wish it had brought better arms and a few more things, but all in all, I would think any comic book fan or Batman fan, they've probably got it already. If they haven't, he's probably got it on way, so I'm not telling you no, you don't know. But I would just get this figure and be prepared to have a little play about, because you're going to need to mess with it to get it looking as good as it could. And for me, that's probably going to be put a TTM 20 body underneath that awesome costume. I think that's what I'll do. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this review. If there's anything you'd like Clipper King to do for you, video-wise, nothing sexual, brothers, let me know. Leave your comments and everything. Sorry if I don't get back, I do try. Facebook friends, thanks for supporting me, and any comments would be appreciated. Sideshow Freaks friends, thank you for sticking with me and not giving me no shit over there, because I know a lot of YouTube type guys do get shit over at Sideshow Freaks. One in particular, but he's a fucking arsehole, so he deserves it. But like I said, thanks to the Sideshow guys, thanks to the Facebook guys, and thanks to my YouTube brothers. But for now, this is Clipper King, and I'm out of here.